After battling through thick fog, endless rain, fallen trees, and the rugged Scottish terrain, I found myself in a race against time last night. With darkness closing in and nowhere to pitch my tent, I was desperately trying to navigate around yet another obstacle. Fallen trees blocking my path in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of night.
I've just been hiking since it must have been about 6 o'clock. It's currently 20 to 9. I've just come over a massive climb and then descended, most of which was hiking. And I've got pretty close to the bottom. And these trees obviously are blocking the path. And there's not a chance I'm hiking for 3 hours back now. No way, not in the dark. So I'm currently trying to find my way around the opposite side of this woodlands. Hopefully I can find a way to get back onto the path where I was meant to be. But oh my god, what a nightmare. So it looks like I'm going to be hiking into the night. And yeah, obviously nowhere to camp. I would just put my tent up, but there literally is nowhere to camp. It's just bog everywhere. So I have to get through all this in the dark. I'll see you in the morning, hopefully.
Yesterday, I couldn't get down. I couldn't get around that woods and get down, especially in the dark. It was just too sketchy. So I decided to go up because that was less sketchy, just really to try and find somewhere to camp, and also because in the direction I started heading up, there is a trail that goes down and back onto my route, but it means scrambling across to actually get onto it, which is not fun. It's not fast, but somehow luckily I found this miracle of a little rock on a hill, on a mountain, that I was able to magically be able to just about peg this tent down, the outer at least. So I had a bit of shelter last night. I just literally used my inner as a bivvy, and yeah, I managed to sleep a bit. But the problem is, because the pegs aren't exactly great, because it is a massive rock essentially, as soon as this wind started, every now and then a big gust would come and it was oh, is the tent gonna fly away? Luckily it's still here, it's still just about holding on, but it is starting to get light now, so I've got to make a decision if I'm going to go up, keep going up to this this trail, which then I can eventually follow it down and get back on track, or I go back down and see if it's possible to scramble down now it's daylight and I can see where my footing is a bit better, and so I'm gonna get this tent packed up. I'm not looking forward to today at all, because not only now have I got a hike to start, I've got to then hike up the next climb, which I was expecting to do that, but not expecting to have to do this part today. I mean, it's an absolutely incredible place to be able to camp, but it's not really what I wanted right now. But yeah, up or down, that is the decision. Up or down.
Trees down there behind me. This is where I was. So I'm meant to be on the other side of them trees, down by the Loch Dune down there. But obviously the trees were falling down and I couldn't get past at all, because that whole woodlands section was just completely flattened pretty much. So I've tried to come this way on the top of it to come down, because there is a stream and there is a line where you can kind of follow it, and it's just not quite as tree. But my other alternative is basically up there, because that way, now looking at it, even now, it just looks
even harder than just going up there, because at least I don't have to deal with the trees. I have to deal with the heat, the hill, the elevation, but not all the trees. I'm going to try and sort of head towards that bit so I can get a bit of visibility, possibly be able to go down there, because there isn't, that's all been like chopped down, so maybe there's some like track down there. I don't know. We're going to just play it as it comes. Let's see what happens.
Waking up on what was essentially a rock in the middle of nowhere was not how I envisioned my morning. But there was something quite remarkable about waking up where I had. This tiny patch of rock, it was probably the only flat spot for miles that was even remotely suitable for a tent. Just about, at least. But now I needed to get back to work and find my way back on course. So carefully, I made my way across all this bogland, making sure each footing was secure to walk on. It's very easy to roll an ankle out here. I made my way up to higher ground to see if I could see a way down back onto course. And I could see a small gap that looked just about passable.
My route should be like in front of me in a minute. I should be able to continue. Hopefully there's not more of this. You do not know what a sight that is to see. A gravel track. I'll tell you what I've learned. Some water. What time did I say I left? I'm not really sure, but it's currently just past 8 AM. Oh my god, that felt like a lot longer. I'm sure it was only like an hour, but man, we've just hiked around all that and down through all this crap. It's so good to actually be able to ride. I'm surprised my bike is still working, to be honest. And now I gotta get a move on, because I gotta get over the highest point on this route. And if you can see in the distance, there's a lot of low clouds. We'll definitely be going up in that. Let's hope there's no fallen trees. Yes, please, it's like a shoe wash. Next one.
I'm not complaining because I put it on here myself, knowing it would be a hiker bike as well, but after this morning I'm really tempted just to go back, but I really do kind of want to go up there. It's the first push, like the first 2 or 3 miles up here. It's pretty steep, pretty tiring. I'm going to take the slightly easier option and not hike up this. I think it's just going to take too long. I've still got to get over another one today, which will probably be a bit hiker-bikey as well. But instead of going all the way back, I think with a little bit of hiking through all that bog, it looks like there is a forest track, which then I can cut across back towards the road and then back onto the route around here, which isn't a massive detour, and it means I don't have to backtrack all the way around,
because this hike the bike just kind of sucks, to be honest. After this morning, I really can't be bothered. Okay, so what I'm hoping, if I can go down here a little bit, and then I need to cross a river, well, a little stream, it's not that big, and then hopefully I can walk straight onto where the gravel track should, in theory, start. But it's a little bit awkward. But this morning has been nothing but awkward, so you know. So we gotta go all the way around.
After hours of leaving my rock this morning, I was practically back where I had started. After hours of moving, I had probably only covered 2 or 3 miles of my actual route. But nevertheless, I was now back to riding, and after some playing around with the map, I was back on track, and I would be heading into the endless gravel tracks once more, which meant I could get my head down and finally make some progress today.
I'm so tired today. I guess that's what happens when you're like constantly on edge, thinking your tent's gonna blow away every time a gust of wind comes. But finally got back on track. I've done I think I've done 50 miles, but most of that hasn't actually been back. It hasn't actually been on the route. So I'm not even sure how much miles I got left, but from here I am going to be heading obviously uphill, and kind of an interesting place at least, because it's the highest village in Scotland, and then when I get there I'm going even higher. But I think that's a road climb, and then it is off-road downhill. I might try and camp on the sort of downhill somewhere because I want to try and get an early night if possible, but got to go uphill. But I'm on the Iron Brew, and also 20p fruit, lovely. So tired though, absolutely so tired. Most of the day I haven't actually been riding the route that I planned. I've just been detouring everywhere. Oh well, Iron Brew. Cheers.
With a much needed Iron Brew now flowing through my system, it was time to head to Scotland's highest village. Which was odd because I started going downhill to get there, at least at first anyway. And then I would enjoy a steady climb up Mennock Pass, cycling alongside the stream as it flowed down towards me, the hills either side towering above me. After the day I had had so far, this was such a lovely climb, not overly steep, and most importantly, completely rideable. And it's nice that it finishes at Scotland's highest village, sitting at 1,531 feet above sea level. However, I would be going even higher tonight.
Very, very close to the top of this hill. It's very windy. Just over there, a little bit more, and then I'll be at the top. But there's this handy little shelter here. And although it's not going to rain, it is very windy. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna hunker down on this bench tonight. Hopefully nobody else will want to come in here, but if they do, we can all snuggle together. 90 miles left to do, and I just think while it's really windy, instead of going and hopefully finding somewhere to camp, I might as well finish a little bit earlier today, seeing as I didn't yesterday. And it is already 7 o'clock already, so I've got about an hour until the sun sets. And also, if anyone desperately needs me, you can send me a helicopter. I've got a helipad there. But yeah, this is going to be my bed for tonight. Yeah, this will do nicely. Good morning. What a view to wake up to. Some nice, we're going in that direction today. We're going up and over there. And the sky is at least looking quite nice at the moment. I think it says quite a high chance of it going to rain from about 3 p.m. though. So going to try and get as many miles done through until then. I've got about 90-ish to go, 85 probably. So I can't really finish today because I'll finish too late. So I might be able to have a fairly easy-ish day. And be able to stop before the rain, hopefully. But I don't know, we'll see. Got to go up this little bit, and I've got a nice downhill. And then it's probably the first 20 miles are a little bit hard. Then there's a little bit challenging sections after. But then it's going to start leveling out. Going to start gradually going down until we finally reach the Scottish-England border.
The last couple of days had been tough, so I had high hopes for an easier start today. Why wouldn't I? I was at a high point in this ride, the elevation profile showed downhill ahead. A perfect start to the morning seemed inevitable. Or so I thought. The terrain was steep, slow going, boggy, and up here, incredibly windy. Making progress was tough work. It wasn't nearly as enjoyable as the elevation profile suggested it would be. Most of my morning, I was lugging my bike up incredibly steep climbs. With a mixture of high winds, I wouldn't be riding my bike much at all. It was all very stop and start. but I just kept moving forward because I knew I was nearly at the point in this adventure where things were going to start getting a little easier.
I did say I made this route get progressively harder, right? It's taken 4 hours to do just under 10 miles. I can almost see a gravel track, which is where I should be headed next though. I can't wait to descend this one. I don't know if you can even hear me, it's so bloody windy.
Even after getting over that last little climb, it would still be pretty slow going. All that rain over the last couple of days, making them trails nice and boggy. So by the time I made it to Moffat, I was well and truly ready for a break and a good lunch. And just in time for the rain to start again. Good for some, I guess.
Wow, it had to happen, didn't it, guys? Since the first day where it just rained all day, we've stayed dry, pretty much dry anyway, and now the rain has finally caught me and it's time to get wet. But the good news is I'm over most of the hard stuff now. I've got maybe 1 or 2 little climbs, but they should be actually rideable because today has been one long slog. I'm so glad I didn't want to do a big day today because there was no chance of me doing one. I've done like 20 miles and it's already about 1:30, maybe 2. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock already. I have just sat down and demolished loads of food for a while, but yeah, into the rain we go. Pretty much got to get over 2 sets of hills, big mountains. I don't know what you'd class them as, but once I'm through there, pretty much then on a nice downhill kind of trajectory, kind of. And do have to find somewhere to camp tonight as well. And I was looking on the map and I might have found a little bird hide. So while if it's going to be raining all day, all night, if it's open and no bird watchers are watching night birds, I might use that as a bit of shelter. We'll see as I get close to it, because that would mean probably doing about 30 odd miles. And I don't know, I just want to sit down and sleep. The hike this morning was very tiring. But let's go climb them hills. I can see them in the distance. They're waiting for me. Oh, you are kidding me. Another fallen tree. Nah, I'm joking. Well, I mean, it's technically a fallen tree. I think I can manage to get past this one.
My journey around Galloway was nearing its end, with just a couple more lumps in the road to get over. Some of them lumps were very steep though. Narrow, steep, loose rocky trails between forest tracks. Scotland throwing some last challenges my way.
Wow, coming to an end now over the last sort of hardish bit, and one thing's for sure, don't ever look at the elevation profile because it doesn't tell you the full story. Today has been relentless once again, but survived, and now I need to find somewhere to camp. I've got about 35 miles to go till I get back to Gretna. I'm about to turn back in that direction, so hopefully I can find somewhere either outside because the sun has now started to shine again, or possibly the bird hide, but that's a little way off to be honest, so I don't know, we'll see. But for now, I'll see you at camp. Do you know what? I swear I've ridden this road before, but I can't have. Can I? Must be a glitch in the matrix. See you at camp. Good morning. I managed to make it to the bird hide last night. It was chucking it down. I just absolutely smashed it down that road yesterday. Luckily it was mostly downhill, so it didn't take too long. It wasn't the most comfortable place to sleep. It was more sitting down, head like this. Reminded me of being in school, sleeping at my desk. Had lots of practice at that. Today I'm basically at the end. It's very misty, but it's not raining currently, so we've got about 20-ish miles until we get to the Scotland and England border. This trip has been eventful and probably one of the hardest, most unpredictable trip in a while. Sometimes life just wants to chuck every obstacle in your way. So let's hope there's no more on the way to Gretna. Let's go. I don't know what day it is. 20 odd miles to go. Please work.
An adventure that had it all. Galloway, Scotland, the ups, the downs, the breathtaking beauty, the challenges that pushed me to my limits, and moments of pure magic that I'll never forget. This was an adventure that never stopped giving, And as I cycle these last few miles back to where it all began in Gretna, crossing the Scotland-England border once again, 380 miles of Scottish wilderness, and every single one of them miles completely worth it.